Okay, now it's running perfectly. Great. Hello. Welcome along to some more Richard Burns rally. And part 2, which consists of leg 3 of the really amazing cars rally. We are looking at the longest single leg of the rally. If I can just get in on the website, because I've already forgotten how long this leg is. It is 81.3 kilometers in total length. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 stages to get through. Righto, let's just jump into it. Hi Hugo, and hi Vister as well, welcome along. Let's see, click the Richard Burns Rally button and we should be in the game. Yep, there we go. So do we have, yeah, we do have damage to repair, but only cosmetic. Great. So we are now, excuse me, I do have the choice of gravel wet tires, which will be fine for the first stage, and then we have 2 stages in the snow afterwards. Now, do we go for a snow setup or do we go for a and I've forgotten to turn off the sound on my stupid phone, sorry about that. Now, do we go with a snow setup or do we go with a with the gravel setup? Right. Well, I will go with the gravel setup. How hard can it be? Well, I'd say relatively hard, given that we're starting with the rudder pole.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm starting with quite worn tires as well. I know there's a hairpin junction coming up. Is that the one over there? Yes, it is. Yeah, you better run. Well, to be fair, most of the junctions on this stage is hairpins or very sharp corners.
made it.
Well, we survived the first stage of the leg, that's always good. And it didn't feel totally hopeless either. Well, that is until we see the times, of course. No, okay, fine. 14th overall, that is pretty good. Just, well, what is it, 1.2 seconds or something of Jake in here? Who I presume would have had brand new tires for this stage, given his retirement on leg 2. 5 seconds behind VP there as well. Oh, hi Fred, welcome along. Well, that Eastern European Skoda with rear engine and rear wheel drive, that is a self-inflicted conundrum, Hugo. And Jonas is of course blitzing the field. Well, he should be also in the Sport Quattro. Kim has also put in a really good time. And Raidinator is back as well after his retirement in the previous leg. And I see that Soft Ice is up here too. In the TCT Celica. Oh, now that is Wheel Spin Simulator. And it's definitely not going to be better in the next few stages. Speaking of said rear-wheel drive, rear-engine rear-wheel drive, 37th on the stage, that is pretty good. Well, it did beat Ed in here too. Ed is a pretty fast guy. Oh, you used to own one of those Skodas. Nice. 6th position in class. It is a very much an Audi 200 Quattro class, from what I can tell. Top Lancia though. Top Lancia Delta though. That's good. This put me into 10th position overall, which is 2nd position in the class. And I forgot to look for Antti when looking at all the names on the previous stage. And I am 20 seconds ahead. Now, which means that I did beat him by quite some time on this stage, because I was like 15 seconds behind after the last stage of the previous leg. And well, while I'm looking at results, well, of course Jonas has gone through and beaten me on Different 1, the snowy stage, the first, well, the snowy stage of leg 2. But I am still second fastest on that one. Antti had a red screen in the first junction on the stage. No, we just did. But we ramp up the difficulty rather quickly in this one. Leg 3, because now we're on to Rickerton. Or Neuker, as it's called in the game. And in the snow with our gravel tires. Without
3,
worn gravel
2,
tires.
1, go.
And when I see how worn my tires are, makes me think of like soft ice in the TCT Celica or anybody in the Volvo. How their tires will be into into this leg. Unless the tires were so worn that they got to change them at the service in the morning, though, that might be the case. Well, in the snow you could really see the big bump. In that crest before we started turning again here. Self indeed. Well, any turbocharged rear-wheel drive car, really. No, that's right, this was a double one. But there is a big chance that I'm driving too sideways at the moment. Oops. Yeah, well, I'm Scandinavian, Hugo. When driving on snowy conditions, we used to... well, going fast on snowy conditions, we used to use the bankings and everything to our advantage. Ah, yeah, you were going with the Fiat in the end then? Nice. I think you mentioned that at the tail end of the first part of this rally for me. Please turn. Did you do the scan the flick around town? Well, no. Not in real life. That is mostly because the roads around here are salted, so they will be There is no snow on them. Well, not on the main roads anyway. Well, the good thing about driving the stage in this direction is that we do go the easy way into that surprise junction. Well, I am fairly certain that I will be able to repair my tires at least on the next service break. Unless we're getting a brand new set anyway, which we might do. Yeah, no, this stage for me, regardless of snow or gravel, is always eating quite a lot of tires. Well, there are two of those really big or long finish stages. Well, three really, because you have Aitajärvi, you have two versions of Kaihuavaara. One of them is in the Volvo Winter Cup round that started now on Tuesday? Wednesday? Wednesday might have been the first day of that run. Okay. Well, that was absolutely no contact with the front wheels into that corner. Well, missed the tree, so that's good. Does anyone remember what state my front tires were in when we started the stage? Was it like 80, 86, 87% or something? Don't read the chat. Well, I didn't at the time. But I was expecting a little bit more grip on the front tires. I guess I momentarily forgot that
All right,
we're
get
on
under
gravel tires
control.
on the snow. Well, the right front is worn enough to warrant a repair. Yeah, okay, so 91 at the front. So that is like 11% usage down then. Still that, with that overshoot, that was good enough for a 7th position on the stage. 2.5 seconds behind Jake. So I would have beaten him without that. And I'm 12 seconds behind Antti, so he's still gonna be behind me. Only just though. Drift Mania, yeah. VP with a good time. Yeah, I had a Saki as well, but then again, I don't think a rear-wheel drive car is that big of a... It's not that level on this stage, I think. Well, I did make up 1 position in the overall. Still second behind Kim in the class, but Antti is just 7.6 seconds behind now. And we still got, with these tires we still have this stage and 1 more to drive on the very worn tires. Well, I need to clean my nose before I start this one. Be right back. Yeah, Jake super rallied on leg 2. And he super rallied leg 3 as well, from what I could read somewhere. I did not watch his leg 3 drive because I want to, not see what the stages are before we get to them. Supurka Kim Snow, well, prefer the previous stage to this one. Yeah, I kind of do too.
3, 2, 1, go.
Well, I do quite like this stage, but at the same time, it's I feel like this one is better on the gravel. Like Neuker is doable on snow, as you could tell. But this one is even more about speed and precision, and I do lack both. But yeah, Jake and I were relatively close throughout leg 1 and so far into leg 2 as he got. Hi Paddy, welcome along. You know what? We might even get to wear out the rear tires well enough to be able to repair them as well in the service park after the next stage. I also have to say, Hugo, that I do prefer this stage in this direction compared to the opposite one. Because most of the corners feel like they flow a bit more natural this way compared to the other way. Okay, so we'll get a fresh set on the service park anyway. Okay. Good to know. The tires are going red. Yeah, no, that is... It's not a new thing as such. It's just that usually... well, the tire wear from the second part of leg 2 did carry over to the start of this leg, instead of getting a fresh set of tires at the start of this leg. And they tend to get quite a bit of wheel spin on wet gravel and on snow, especially on snow with gravel tires. So that is something to look out for with the Fiat, by the way, when you get there. Hold on. I think it's still active. If you press 2 times on F1. No, it's not. Okay, fine. Never mind. Because there was an overlay you could toggle out on the stage. So you got to see the tire wear and the worst worn part of the tire, because if you're braking or flat spotting or locking up a bit, then it will be flat spotting. So you'll see the most worn part of the tire. But that shortcut didn't work. Might have been because I was in the pause menu. Is that I thought that was with F1, Hugo.
Okay, take it to the control.
Because F4 is to use to customize the entire graphic you have on the screen with everything. Fairly working the steering, yeah. Yeah, the tires are really worn. Kind of need to move the car around a bit. But 5th fastest on that stage. That is, again, reasonably good. And again, a second and a half behind Antti. Yeah, it's been a long time since I used that shortcut myself, so I've got no idea. Uh, 20, well, half a minute behind Jonas, but then again, Jonas is being Jonas, and of course in the Group B car as well. Yeah, lots of trees waiting to hug you at the end, indeed. Yeah, Momote up there with the Skoda. Momote is also, of course, Momote is Finnish, so he has, it's in his nature to be fast. Okay, 20 seconds ahead of Jake on this one. And 21 seconds ahead of VP. Mew is also driving with the Escort Mark II. Nice. More grip than... yeah, it was more grip here than the previous one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ooh. We passed Oskari in this one. So 7th position overall. Still second in class. I really hate that one. Of course we have this stage to contend with our very, very worn tires. Well, I'm looking forward to the second pass through it anyway. Okay, let's throw the sweater because it's still gonna be quite a bit of work with the steering wheel. Ooh. Okay. So you it took a bit longer to get back on the road then, I guess. Yeah, there is... how should I put it? On some of these stages, it feels like there is something like a like a fly trap, like the glue fly traps that you get stuck in, even though it looks like the car is not grinding towards anything. It still holds on to it when you try to get out again. Yeah. How the cat cope with the cold weather? Well, for the most part is inside. I've got myself a new chair to use beside the PC, and yeah, let's put it this way, I still sit on the old one because somebody has taken over the new one that I got. Yeah, no, it's not too bad. And thankfully we are hovering around 0 instead of 20 below.
3,
So
2,
it's not
1,
too bad for him.
go.
Besides, I do have a cat door in the shed outside, so we can go inside on the roof and stay there. Okay, now this was like suddenly going onto asphalt. Even though the grip is really bad with the tires, this is so grippy. He says and almost goes off the road. Yeah, let's try to not overcook it on this one. He says overcooking it in the next corner. Come on, man. I need to remember what car I'm driving as well. Because the Lancer is not the same to drive around here as the Audi is. Cats have built-in insulation, yeah. That too. Excuse me. Oh, no. Don't fall over. Come on. Now. Fudge. The ditch wasn't that deep either. That's annoying. Well, to be fair, that corner often catches me out with even with pace notes. Ah, we lost the spoiler in the non-existent spoiler in the roll. I think this is the stage that took me out of the Longbeard RAD last year. Where I was on my way to a top 10 with the Escort Mark II. Oops.
Made it.
Yeah, we made our way through the stage, if anything. That roll was really super annoying. And so unnecessary. Huh. FO is a Norwegian petrol brand, yeah. Something along those lines. Yeah, so far down the leaderboard on this one. Yeah. Well, one thing is that I lost over a minute to Kim, but I should have been around here somewhere. So this sends me down to 10th position overall. Well, I'm still only half a minute behind Oskari though. Two F's missing off the end. Yeah, I do see what you mean. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at that. I was too disappointed with my own times. Well, let's repair the tires. There is no point in doing so, but let's repair them anyway. Yeah, because we can actually choose the tires here, and that means that we will get a fresh set regardless. Yeah, that's true. We did survive and get to fight another day. We will be able to get through the same stages again, this time with better grip. Right. Tommy's fell too. Let's try not to fall over then.
3, 2, 1, go.
Well, wet gravel should have better grip than wet snow, in all honesty. Plus, I have 100% on the tires now, instead of whatever I had at the start of this one the last time. Using the scenery a little bit again. Now this is a pretty tricky stage, this one too. It's not full cormoran with all the bumps and such, but it is fairly narrow, fairly bumpy and quite fast. That was a failed Scandi flick into the last hairpin.
Okay, take it to the control.
Yeah, I would imagine that it is in this rally too. Because I think it's been in the previous one. Okay, 7 seconds behind Antti in this one. So I do hope that I'll be able to get back at him on the next two stages. And I do notice that we miss a certain Audi 200 Quattro. Yep. Did he disappear on the previous one? Possibly. So, still 10th. Did gain a little bit of time on soft ice at least. I think. No, Oskari has pulled away even further. So half a minute behind Antti now. It gets harder from here to keep up and get by.
3, 2, 1, go.
Speaking of, hi Antti, welcome along. I had a call for help on the first run through Sherwood Forest. Because I fell over into a ditch. So I'm half a minute behind you. As it is right now, well, 33 seconds behind. But the driving has been relatively good. The snowy stages was really fun. Hold on, yellow radiator damage, where did that come from? Was it the first bump on the stage? Quite possibly. I had like 72% left on the front tires when I got to the service park as well. Yeah, okay, it was the first big rut. Yeah. Oh well. It's only yellow damage, so it won't be too much of a problem. Well, shouldn't be too much of a problem anyway. Well, understeer is still the word I see. Yeah, Otto with the BMW is... Well, anyone with a BMW M1 is... well, loco is a nice word for it. Turn. No, Atle Tavanen? Yeah. I'll find them in the results after the stage, Hugo. Oh, this is a bit too fast still. Nothing to hit in here. Another alien, well, another Finn. Well, the difference is that all Finns are aliens, but not all aliens are Finns. again, I do pull the handbrake without really having to. Ah, that's right. And I keep forgetting about this one. Because that flat out section is coming afterwards. About to enter that now. Yeah, it is the paddles on the Logitech steering wheel. So it is well, the same kind of a micro switch as you have on the mouse, I suppose. Same technology.
Oof, made it.
Well, that wasn't too bad. Felt pretty good. Yeah. 10th fastest. But I lost another 11 seconds. Hi FFM. Thanks and welcome along. Tavanainen. Yeah, so I fall further back in the fight for an overalls or for a second position in Clanston at the moment. Ah, right. Welcome along. Yeah, there are still some fast drivers incoming. I know that Daniel Monteiro has yet to drive. Janne hasn't driven yet either. At least from the top of my head. Gunlager is driven away to the Audi. Yeah. Okay, up to 8th position. Yeah, because we are one golf down, aren't we? That was the car that I was looking for. In the list, he's retired completely. Ah, Jurek is driving in the Sport Quattro, yeah. Jurek is also one of those wild cards or dark horses for the win. For now, I do hold Nate at an arm's length, though. I do hold on to third so far. But the gap up is getting too big. Right, Hindley 2. It's the next stage on the menu. Yeah, we've done 2 stages and we're down to 92% on the front tires again. But to be fair, that is what we started the leg with, so it's not too bad. Yeah, I can imagine if they were equally understeering in real life too. Well, I can imagine them chewing their way through the fronts really easily. Some readjustments to the advertisements. So close to falling off the road, falling off the bridge. Less roadside, more road. Well, that's easy for you to say. I think I've told the story before, but the very first championship rally I did in RBR online, I did retire on this very stage. The clip inside here which lifted the front off the road and sent me understeer. No, this was the one. And sent me understeering into the tree on the left. And that was game over. poor Mitsubishi. Hi Tractor, welcome along. Well, apart from a call for help on the first time through Sherwood Forest, it's been good. No, sure. And I don't remember what the stage is called in the itinerary. Last stage before service.
Okay, take it to the control.
Whew. Well, it is a fun stage when you get it working properly. And another 8 seconds behind Antti in this one. But I was ahead of Viester. Yeah, no, the time is pretty good. But as often is the case, most of the drivers who are ahead of me on the stage results are the guys that are ahead of me in the overall classification. However, I think now, did I miss Soft Dice anywhere, or has he retired? Well, I am ahead of Soft Dice anyway on the stage. Or for all I know, he might be driving it still. And not made his way through the stage just yet. Yeah. From 10th up to 8th in the overall classification. Hi Daniel, welcome along. A little bit of a sneak peek into the rally. Because you're driving, is it tomorrow or is it Sunday? I have seen the live stream scheduled, but I've completely forgotten. Right. Something to drink and then we'll just jump into this one then. Curse up. And let's try to not put the car on its side in a ditch this time. Even though, all in all, it doesn't really matter too much in the
3, 2, 1.
in the fight for
Go.
second. The darkness in here is interesting. And the grip is slightly better. Because this stage is just damp now instead of being full wet as it was the first time through. That, and we have front tires that are at 89% when we start the stage instead of 74 or whatever it was. But understeer is still the name of the game with this car. No, I didn't. I'm running the complete stock setup. Because I did try opening up the diff on the snow setup on the car, but I honestly didn't really feel any difference with the handbrake. That might also just be because of the natural understeer on the car. So they didn't really grip good enough on the fronts to actually to actually rotate the car properly when pulling the handbrake. Now this is a bit more tricky in the dark without the pace notes. That's for sure. Because the visual reference points are well, they are there, but you pick up on them very much later than you otherwise would have done. No, turn. Running default setups. Yeah. Well, you would be surprised. I am more often than not driving on the default setup. Although in some cases I have done some slight adjustments to brake pressures and such. That's very often the only thing that I do adjust. No, that was way too fast. I thought that was a different corner. Oh well. So I am doing my best to move myself out of the top 10. Right, so that's a call for help on both runs through this stage then.
Okay, take it to the control.
Oh man. Why do I keep doing stupid things like that? And the corner I thought was coming up there, I know that I passed it half a stage ago. And still I was 10 seconds faster on the first time through the stage. Well, that is a very good case of that the point where you hit the car is more important than the speed that you crash with. But yeah, no, still 15th on the stage though. Apparently I was not the only one who struggled. Yeah, of course, another call for help there. Yeah. So Ante and I were relatively close together when he had all the call for helps and I didn't. But now I've started to have all the call for help, so I'm falling back rather quickly. Well, I did survive the stage, so happy with that. And I have now gotten further into this RAC than I've done on any other RAC so far. That's the wrong phrasing. I have retired earlier on the 2 previous RACs than this. So yeah, going from being 20 seconds ahead after the first stage of the leg to being 1 minute and 40 down. Yeah, 1 minute and 40 down, and what is it? A minute and 10 of those are a call for helps, but still within the top 10. 8th position overall, still 3rd position in class, and Ismo has overtaken Nate because it looked like Nate has a super rally time. Ha! Well, leg finished. I will do the rest on Sunday, because tomorrow I'm out for a road trip with my parents. We're out to see some relatives for a Christmas visit. I'm tired. Need to go find ice cream or something, I guess. Right, well, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Do enjoy whatever is left of your Friday and weekend, and I will catch you all later. So take care then, and goodbye.